Doug Sesserman, and welcome to hashtag Webinar Wednesday. This is the 50th edition of our Webinar Wednesday, and we have a terrific program for everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to be talking about building a bright future for Israel's youth, featuring Dr. Shachar Abramovich, who runs the Jusidman Center at Ben-Gurion University of the Negev, and three students, Ophir Divan, Yair Avisar, and Dima Alsana, who are a diverse group of students, all participating in these amazing programs at the Jusidman Center. For those of you who didn't realize, yesterday was National STEM Day. STEM, again, stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And in many ways, Shachar's program is designed to help students in the neighborhood of Ben-Gurion University there in the Negev from under-resourced neighborhoods achieve their potential through a variety of programs. Also, I just want to make a quick note that on November 30th, we are going to have a terrific virtual experience program called Ben-Gurion Day in the USA. Ben-Gurion Day is a holiday celebrated in Israel, and for the first time, our organization, Americans for Ben-Gurion University, is going to bring it to the USA. So note your calendar, tell your congregation, your favorite Jewish organization or pro-Israel organization like churches to participate in the first ever program like this, Ben-Gurion Day in the USA, November 30th at 12 Eastern. Okay, I'm in my virtual office here in New York City. Shachar, you are in Beersheba, Israel, correct? It is
I'm actually at my home.
Oh, you're at home.
Yep.
Just your virtual background.
It is.
And it's 7 p.m. Is it 7 p.m. in Israel?
It is.
All right. Thank you for joining us. So quickly, let me introduce Shachar to the audience. But before doing that, I want to thank Leora Miller and Lenore Levine for their incredible work behind the scenes and putting all this together, and Dana Ben-Yamin and others who helped us curate this incredible program. Okay, Shachar, I've got this impressive introduction that I'm going to do my best to share because, you know, you're an amazing guy, actually.
Thank you for that.
And you got dressed up, put a jacket on, clean shaven and everything. We were just together in Israel. We both looked quite a bit more casual. So Dr. Shachar Abramovich completed both his bachelor and master's of science degrees at Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. He got his PhD from the Weizmann Institute of Science and did his postdoc work in the United States at the University of Massachusetts. He recently returned to Ben-Gurion University. We're very happy about that, and is the newly appointed director of the Jusidman Science Center for Youth. He was born in Beersheba. He's a native. Dr. Abramovich knows firsthand the impact of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education on under-resourced communities in the Negev, and the importance of that to help these kids achieve their potential. And he's made it his life mission to provide accessibility for quality education for all. So Shachar, I'm not your mother, but I'm very proud of you for the work that you do. Okay, so that's Shachar. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Jusidman Center? It's not often that a university interacts with the community in the way that our university does.
So thank you so much, Doug. I really appreciate all the kind words. I must apologize at first. I catch the cold, so hopefully you can hear my voice, and hopefully it won't disappear at once. So thank you, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce the Jusidman Science Center and myself, of course. With me are three amazing students that you will meet later, Dima, Ophir, and Yair, and you'll meet them later. So thank you, everyone. I just want to say I'm very nervous because I feel that I complete a cycle. Something like 18 months ago, I was in my apartment in Boston. It was something like 4 a.m. Eastern time. And I had my job interview with the Ben-Gurion University. And now 18 months later, I'm talking from Israel to the United States about my position. So thank you, everyone. And I want to, so again, thank you, shalom to our American friends abroad. And I want to speak a little bit about the Jusidman Science Center. First of all, I met a few of you last week, and it was wonderful. And I hope to see everyone as soon as possible. So I want to first start with the amazing building behind me or on your screen. So first of all, it's the most beautiful building in campus, but I'm biased about it. But this is not the reason I'm showing you the building. I'm showing you the building because of its position, its location. Because when I look through my window in my office, I see the Soroka Hospital, the city of Beersheba, the Negev, the South, and etc. And when I look at the other way, I see the university. So I actually see this building, or our mission, as Doug suggested, to as the bridge to the academy. We would like to bring as many gifted students from all the South to the Ben-Gurion University to increase the diversity of students. And it doesn't matter that the race of the gender or a religion or the skin color of the students. We accept everyone. We want to increase that diversity of students. So a little bit about this introduction. First of all, I want to show you some data. So if you'll see the eligibility to matriculation certificate in Israel. In Israel, you need to do a standardized test in order to finish a discipline. For example, if you're learning biology or math or physics, etc., you need to do a standardized test at the end of the program, and then you're eligible to get the matriculation of certificate.
Shahar, just for our audience sake, that standardized test, is that what people call the psychometric, or what we might call the SAT?
No, so standardized tests are the matriculation, the Bagruyot.
Okay.
So in America, you don't have really a standardized test. You have a few standardized tests which are the states ones. But in Israel, you have one standardized test at the end of the program. It's the final test of this program. For example, if I'm learning biology, I need to do the standardized test of biology, which is the matriculation, the Bagrut, at the end of the subject, and the grade that I get is the grade that the state or the country of Israel gives me as a.
Thank you.
So we do have the psychometric test, the SATs, but those are other psychometric, other standardized tests. So if you look at the percentage, you see that 71% of the students in the South finished their their matriculation certificate. By the way, the data is from 2020 because there is no newer data. 78% of the students at the center finished with a matriculation degree, and 76 in the north. So you see that in the South, it's a little bit lower than other places, but it's not significant. But I want to zoom in to something which is called a matriculation certificate of excellence. A matriculation certificate of excellence, meaning that they have 5 points, which is the higher grade of math, 5 points in English, one STEM related subject, and an average of 90%, 90 and above, of course, in their matriculation certificate of a matriculation certificate. So if you see that 6% of the children of the South are eligible to this certificate of excellence, comparing to 40% in the center and 10% in the north, and this is significant. And this is something that we are working on how to improve the excellence in the South, one of our jobs. So the Jusidman Science Center was established to build a better future for the children of the Negev. We're using STEM as a stimulus for social mobility and excellence. And one of our goals is to increase the number of students from the periphery in the South studying in higher education, preferably in Ben-Gurion University, of course, but not just in Ben-Gurion. So about our current programs, because there's a very, very broad range of students, we have broad range of programs that we are offering, ranging from the next generation of scientists and industry leaders, meaning we have excellent programs which are meant to the higher 3 or even 2% of the society in Israel. One of them is the Alpha program, and you meet Ophir Divan, which is one of the excellent students. Alpha program is a program in which high school students are coming to the university to do research. They're going to the scientific labs, the excellent scientific labs in Ben-Gurion, and doing research. The Odyssey students, you meet Yair, which will explain a little bit about the Odyssey program. The Odyssey program are high school students ranging from 9th grade to 12th grade, which are coming to the university, doing academic courses, gaining academic points. And I must tell you that we're always comparing the average grades between our students, the Odyssey students, to the normal population, and they're always higher. They always have higher grades than the normal population, the average grades of the subjects. We have so a little bit about the Odyssey. The Odyssey are gaining academic courses, but it also gains as a matriculation. That means that if you're doing some courses in math, you don't need to do a math standardized test. You just get the points you get, the grades you got. The Israeli Physics Olympiad is training in Israel, and I told the guys who were in the Jusidman Science Center, I wanted to share a really, really great story about it, about one female student from the Physics Olympiad, Rivital, and she won the gold medal at the end of the last Olympiad, and she was nominated the first female student in the world in this Olympiad. And the really, really great story about it is that she's studying in a religious school in which female students are not allowed to learn physics. So she learned it by herself, Rivital Volach, she learned by herself, and she won a great medal, a gold medal.
That's incredible.
First in the subject. We have 3 programs which are meant to increase the number of underrepresented and first-generation children in the higher education. And we have Dima, which will explain a little bit about one of the programs. One of the programs is called Bridge to the Academy. Bridge to the Academy means to take the top % of gifted students from the Bedouin society and to give them some. The program includes math, science, Hebrew, English, and this year, for the first time, this is the first time we have the 3rd year of the program, and they're getting an academic course in math. They will gain academic points for this math course, and Dima will explain a little bit about this one. We have some programs which are meant to increase the number of meaningful national military service for the students, meaning that if you look at the highest place or the highest units in the army, you see that there is not a lot of diversity. There are not a lot of people from the south going to the elite unit of the army, the elite technological units in the army. And one of the things where we have 2 programs, one called Leavim. Leavim are integrators of drones. They're learning to fly drones and all the physics and all the science behind it. The other one is Atidistim. Atidistim are doing academic courses in engineering. So this is about the meaningful national military service. As Doug suggested, my profession is teacher professional development. This is exactly what I did in my PhD and both in my postdoc at UMS Boston. I worked with the Boston Public Schools teachers. So this is something that I see as my profession. And I brought teacher professional development to the Jusidman Science Center, and we have some teachers communities in the Jusidman Science Center, and we are the contact between the high school and the science in Ben-Gurion. We have a great.
Do you want to mention the Mishmash, the robotics team we met with last week?
Yes. So the next one is the robotics team. Thank you, Doug. The next one is Mishmash, is a really great robotics team. They were once at the Jusidman Science Center a few years ago, and they left because of funds, and they returned last year to compete in the Jusidman Science Center, and thanks to you guys, for the American for PGU, for funding or helping us to fund another year of the robotics team. And if you want to say your impression, Doug, about this robotics team.
Well, I haven't,
Your
it's hard
impression,
for
a few
me to-
minutes of
it's hard for me to say something because I have 27-year-old twin daughters and they might get mad at me, for what I say about these kids. But I don't think I've ever seen as motivated high schoolers as the robotics team we met with. And it's theirs. I mean, you're providing the environment, but they're making it happen. They're traveling from all over Israel, basically, at least in the Negev, to get to the university. Some of them have quite the commute, and they're geniuses. A lot of people talk about how robots are going to be in the 2020s and 30s what computers were in the 1980s, 90s, and these kids are the robotic geniuses of the future.
You. And another thing I wanted to add about the robotics team, we're talking a lot about the excellent students, the gifted students, but in the robotics team, you have everyone. You have a great diversity of students from different places, like Doug said. You have religious people with secular people, and you have all the broad range. Some of them are speaking Arabic and English and Hebrew, and you see a lot of students at the big diversity of students working together to build robots and to win contests about it. And it's very, very warm. It's very heartwarming for me to see that. And
okay, anything else, Shahar? Because we want to get to the students, I know.
Yeah, two last things. So under Science for All, where Science for All is a very, very broad range of programs, ranging from 1 day of classes are coming to the university, to the Jusidman Science Center, doing research together and meeting some researchers, to long run programs. And the last thing, it's the coming soon part. So if I talked about the Science for All, I talked about other programs we're working on. So the next thing is going to be an academic computer science program for talented female high school students. It's going to be only for female students, and it's going to be together with the computer science department, and they will get academic courses and a lot of empowerment during this program. Academic earth sciences program, and a mobile lab. This is one of my dreams, to bring a mobile lab, which will allow us to get out of the Jusidman Science Center to other places. So
is that like a bookmobile that in my day, that was many, many days ago, my day, but
the Batmobile?
Yeah,
it's endless.
Bookmobile.
Bookmobile, okay. I hear what I want to hear. That's
no, that's good. Go ahead, Shahar.
Okay, so thank you all. And the Jusidman Center is, of course, part of the Ben-Gurion social responsibility, justice, and equity. And it means from its inception, Ben-Gurion University of the Negev is committed to operating according to the values of social responsibility, justice, equity, and a duty to all elements of Israel society, particularly those in the Negev. And thank you. That's my presentation.
Beautiful. And I would love to talk to Shahar for the whole webinar, but get ready, audience, because this next section is terrific. Okay, so, and those, as you have questions, just click on the Q&A function, and I'll then feed the questions to our panelists. And it is a great pleasure. By the way, I want to also thank Kara Bortman, who's also behind the scenes doing great work. And for Ophir, Yair, and Dima, we are live on Facebook. I know you guys, Facebook's kind of passe for all of you, but I'm sure we've got a big social media presence. Okay, so we have 3 of our amazing students at the Jusidman Center here to participate on this panel. And Ophir, we're going to start with you, okay? Then we're going to go to Yair, and Dima, we're going to conclude with you. So Ophir Divan is 16 years old, and she lives in Beersheba. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, and your English is unbelievable. For the last 3 years, she's been a student in the Alpha program at the Jusidman Science Center. Her research, she's doing research on cell division and cytokinesis, if I pronounce that right, probably not. You're going to have to explain what you do. Go ahead. How do you say it?
Cytokinesis. You were
Yeah,
correct. Okay.
that's it. And you're 16? This is
Yeah, and I'm 16.
unbelievable. Under the supervision of Professor Natalie Aliyah. Last year, Ophir won BGU's Young Female Scientist Award, given by the rector, which is provost in the United States, Rector Professor Chaim Haynes. That is a big deal. So Ophir, quickly, how did you tell us a little bit about your upbringing? Like, did God just make you really smart, or tell us a little bit about your parents and what it has meant to participate in the Alpha program?
Well, I don't think that I was just like naturally born like that. My parents are really, really supportive, and my grandparents, they are both chemist doctors. They work for many, many years researching chemistry, and all of them really wanted me to do something that I want. They never pressured me to do anything related to science or anything like that. They always said that the most important thing is to do what I find most interesting. I've been a student at the gifted program at Mekif Aleph, which is a school in Beersheba, since 7th grade. And there I got to hear about this program called the Alpha program. And it sounded incredible to me. So I went in and I took some tests, and then I got in. And I think that I can describe my life as before I began the Alpha program and after I began the Alpha program. I have discovered an entire subject that I didn't know that I would like so much. I have discovered biology. And I have been doing research and studying a lot. It improved my English a lot. I have to do a lot of reading, and I learned about microscopes and physics and cell division, which is what my research talked about. Cytokinesis is actually the last step of cell division. It's the step where we have where the two daughter cells, they separate completely. And I mean, to everyone, it looks like, okay, so it happens every time. It's just a very simple process. And I thought that too, as I started. But as you research, you understand that you can't take anything for granted, and even things that happen in your body on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, there's so much work behind them. And I just like it so much.
It's amazing. Do you have a sense for where you want to go to university after the Army?
Well, I do believe that I will come back to study at Ben-Gurion University. The people in here were super welcoming and super helpful to me every time where I had a problem, I didn't know what to do. I just felt like it's a little too much, because sometimes when you work so hard and then the experiment fails, it's just really frustrating. And I had this amazing support network from my amazing professor, Natalie, and all of the lab people and the amazing people at the Alpha project. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be coming back.
I know you're only 16 years old, and it might be a little too early for this question, but do you have thoughts about where you want to take your career?
I know that I'm definitely going to stay in a STEM-related subject. Well, I have this really want, and I really want to go towards biology. I'm just not sure if it would be like only biology or maybe biochemistry or something like that.
Okay, thank you very much. Yair, you're next. We're going to sandwich you between two really brilliant women, young women. So good luck. We were talking earlier, Yair Avishar, he's a 15-year-old 10th grade student who lives in Gadara and commutes to the Jusidman Center. So that's a big trek. And he's in his second year of the Odyssey program, studying academic level math courses. So Yair, tell us a little bit about the program and why you joined.
So, hello to everybody. I'm very happy to be here. So, everybody know the definition of Odyssey. It's a journey full of adventures, and I think it's the perfect name for this program. I got a brochure in the mail just before the sorting started, but if I be honest, I knew about this program about 2 years earlier. I was so excited when I finally get sorted into this program, and I was thrilled when I got in. And so what we do is we do courses. We take it slow. We don't do it in the pace of regular students, but that's why we get the most high. We get really high grades compared to students.
But you're
And
taking college level courses, correct?
like every other students.
Amazing.
And I just love the environment there. I got a lot of friends there. Just last week, we went to the movies together, a couple of friends from after we finished. It's about 1 hour drive away from my house, and it's not easy, but there's someone in my age in the same program that's driving from Elat. That's
Really?
and yeah, and she's getting up at 4 a.m. just
Wow.
to come to this program.
Wow.
And
Just for the audience, people may have heard of Gadara before. They refer to Hadera. The Gadara is like the center of Israel, and that's where the majority of the population lives. But the south, the Negev, represents over 60% of the land of Israel, but under 10% of the population. So yeah, you're commuting an hour each way for this program. That's right.
can you repeat that?
You are commuting an hour each way, and then the other
Oh.
student you were mentioning is commuting
Yes.
for like 2.5 hours each way, maybe 3.
Yes. But it's not easy, but I wouldn't give this program to anything else in my life. It's in the top of my priorities.
All right, so obviously you're kind of on the high end on the math scale. Do you have a sense as to what you want to do in your career?
Yeah, I've been sad about where I want to go since I was about 10 years old. I want to finish a degree in computer science and get involved in the high-tech industry. If I may to add, I was always gifted. Everybody told me that, but does gifted do any good when you don't have a good work ethic? And if I tell you the truth, before this program, I didn't do any homework, and when I got to this program, I was dead set, and I had the best work ethic of my life.
Oh, that's amazing, actually. Thank you. Okay, Dima Alsana is joining us, and Dima you're 17 years old, is that right?
Yes, yeah, correct.
That's amazing. From Lakia, which is a village, a Bedouin village not far from Beersheba. She's a third-year female student in the Bridge to the Academy program for gifted students from the Bedouin Society. Her dream, Dima's dream, is to become a medical doctor.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Something tells me you're going to get there. So just tell me a little bit about kind of growing up in Lakia, and then when you heard about this program, the Bridge to the Academy, what made you want to sign up?
So I was born and raised in Lakia. It's like a Bedouin village. It's only Arabs and Muslims. Growing up there was really hard and a little bit like easy and hard at the same time, as being a girl and wanting to like go study in universities. But I was really lucky because I have like really supportive parents. My dad is a lawyer and my mom's a nurse, so they got like really high education, and so they wanted me to get like really high education back. And then when I heard about this program, I was like, hey mom, there's like this program in BGU, which actually my mother studied there. She did her bachelor's and MA, I think. And so she was like, yeah, go do like the exams and let's see. And I had like a math exam and a Hebrew exam. And when I got in, I didn't know, like a day, like they sent me the message that like I got in, and I didn't know, like I didn't check my emails. And then my mom checked my email. She was like, hey, you got in. And then she sent messages to my aunts and family. She got in BGU. She's like in 10th grade, and she's studying like courses, like college courses. And like my parents, like they were so hyped about it. And so yeah.
That's amazing. Do you know where you want to go into the future?
I think goes like in my career education.
Mm-hmm.
I would really love to study med. I know that's a cliche, but it's actually something I really want to do because I've always remembered myself like watching med things and like surgeries and doctors talking about their work. And I was so inspired, and I want to become that doctor one day.
And would you like to go to Ben-Gurion University of the Negev?
Yes, I do want to do that because my mother studied there, and I want to like close the circle, you know, and go study there too. And because I'm the oldest of my siblings, and so I think I'm like putting a high, like a
high
high,
bar.
yeah, for them. And so, yeah,
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 brothers and a sister, and they all study in Beersheba.
Excellent. Well, so I think you're going to be something tells me you're going to be a future student in our Goldman Medical School, which is a 6-year program. Okay, so Yair, I see you sent me a note. You wanted to jump in with
Yeah,
a comment.
I want to add something. So in the beginning of last year, when I started the Odyssey program, I did a deal with the 2 friends of mine. And if we last 1 year, we buy this T-shirt from the gift shop. So I want to brag about it.
All right, I love that. Something tells me that we need to put those shirts up on our internet site, and we'll sell them. Okay, so this again for the audience, this is Q&A time. Just click on the Q&A function, and you can ask any of our panelists questions: Shahar, Ophir, Yair, or Dima. And why don't we start with questions that you might have for each other as I look through the audience questions.
I would like to ask Dima a question. Yair said that he met a lot of friends during this program, and I too met many friends, and we meet like on a weekly basis, even though we live all around the south of Israel. So I wanted to know if you maybe met some new friends and got to know some more people during your time at the program.
Did you hear that, Dima?
Oh, sorry, you were talking to me. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
hear.
Ophir was asking you a question just around, do you feel like you met new friends being a part of the program?
Yes, I've made a lot of friends, like close friends. There's one specific student that I really love. She's like my best friend right now. Even though I never thought I would make friends there because I was like Bedouin with a hijab, and you know it's like a little bit difficult for me to like get to know people without feeling judged.
So I'm getting a question from Joy, who's asking, this is for you, Dima, also, what's it like being a Bedouin participating in this program? Now, the Bridge program is for all Bedouins, correct?
Yes.
So so what's it like going to the university, being a part of a program for Bedouin young women? And then do you interact with the Jewish students and other Israelis as part of it?
Yes, so I grew up in Lakia, but my kindergarten was in Beersheba. So most of my like childhood friends are Jewish. So like making Jewish friends it's easy for me. But as a Bedouin like woman, female, with a hijab on, going at like 2 p.m. to university and coming back at 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Sorry, it's like really hard because you know you feel a little bit judged. So yeah, I do face challenges from like my community, and sometimes my parents are a little bit harsh on me. But because I have like so supportive parents, I feel comfortable, and yeah, I can do this. So I do face challenges, but I can like overcome them.
Very good. Yair, I have a question for you because there's no question, something tells me in about 10 years time or sooner, we're going to be reading about you creating the next unicorn company from Israel. So mathematics and computer science is one of BGU's real strengths. In fact, we have the North Campus project to double the footprint of the university. We have the IDF elite communications and computer units adjacent. There's a brand new campus. We're going to have 3,000 to 5,000 soldier students. Do you have a sense, as you look at your IDF service and then your future career, how you're trying to leverage your math skill?
Yeah, so in sorting to the army, I hope to get sorted into high tech position in the army, and then my career I just hope goes up like this, and maybe I create a new unicorn. I really hope so. Right now, I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life, but I got a mindset of what I want to do.
Okay. Shachar, do you have any questions for our students?
Only blessings. Only blessings from here.
Do any of the students have questions for Shachar? I know you do. We need more of something, don't we? No complaints? Are you guys really
I
kids?
mean, I
I
can
would,
always ask which program is his favorite, but I don't think that's fair.
So my kids
Good.
ask me that every day. Do you love, Daddy? Do you love me more than the other, than my siblings? And the answer is no, no.
Okay.
But I would ask that the audience what did they heard about the Jusidman Science Center? How do they imagine a science center like the Jusidman Science Center?
Okay, so we have a sister Abigail, who's one of our, she likes to attend our webinars, and we really appreciate your participation. She's got some technical questions here, but she wants them answered, so I'm going to try to throw out a couple of them. So one question, I think this is really for you, Dima. Sister Abigail says, I love the Bedouin tribe. And you speak Arabic, obviously, but are there formal classes in Arabic, or as you're growing up, do you learn Hebrew and English, but not study Arabic? And
No,
then
we do. We do.
Okay.
So we learn Hebrew, English, and Arabic. There's like the spoken Arabic and there's like the formal Arabic. So we have to learn the formal Arabic.
And what would you that was a great answer. What would you consider your second language to be?
Hebrew.
Okay.
Immediately, Hebrew.
Something tells me you've got a bright future. Okay.
I
And
have a
then
question
Sister Abigail, she's
for
also asking, go ahead.
Fear, like, when Dima told she was really happy to hear the message, the email that she got in, and I remember when I got in, that was I remember to this moment. It was in my car with the whole family, and we just danced to music when we found out. And so I want to ask Sophia, how did she find out?
I don't remember exactly the moment I found out. I do remember telling my grandparents about it, and they were a bit skeptical at the end because they both spent many, many years in the university, and they asked me if I wanted to start this early. It was also during 2020 and the beginning of COVID and all of that, and we were like, are you sure? And I was like, I don't know, I'm going to try out and find out. So after the summer camp, we have 2-week summer camps to like get to know the program and meet some people, find out about the researchers, the programs that we can do. We can do, biology, chemistry, science, computer, physics. There are many departments that are willing to accept us, which is amazing. So my grade set came over for shishi dinner, and they asked me if I think it was worth it. And when I told them that I think it was, they were extremely happy because they didn't want to be like, pressuring me into doing that. But when they knew that I liked it because of my own, they were extremely happy. And like every month, my grandparents would ask me, how's my research going? What am I doing? You want us to tell us about it, to participate. whatever you want. And it was amazing to have all of the family support and getting to know STEM in such a great way.
Okay, thank you very much. We've got a question. It's more of a comment from Joe Reinstein, who's one of our board members. He's just saying, so glad to hear we have such amazing students. So the future of Israel is in good hands with the three of you. Okay, any last questions that you have for each other? If not, Shahar, I'm going to give you the opportunity for some closing comments.
Ophir and Yair, I would love to meet you someday, guys.
Yeah, we should definitely organize something.
For sure.
Yeah, it's amazing.
One of the things I wanted to ask all three of you, I think I got one of your answers. One of the questions I really wanted to ask you is there something missing in the programs that you're working on? So I think that one of the things is just to meet your guys. I think that every one of you is a program with his friends, and one of the things that is missing, and I'm taking to my account, is to have meetings between the different students and the different programs. So
I think table tennis table is missing.
Sorry?
A table tennis table. I think
Ping
on
pong.
table.
Ping
That
pong.
would, yeah, that would make me so happy to play during breaks. Just it. Everything else is perfect.
Just write it as a physics research, and we'll find finding.
Sounds, that's a comment from somebody who's destined to work at Google Israel, I think. Yeah. So anything else missing? This Shahar is asking you guys, this is the opportunity for better food, snacks, ping pong tables, parties, or you're pretty content with the programs you're in. Okay. Shahar, so just some closing comments for the audience.
Yes, so thank you for everyone for coming to this webinar, and thank you for the opportunity to meet you guys and to talk about our programs and about the Jusidman Science Center. And a great thank you, Doug, and the other members of the Americans for BGU. We can't do it without you, without your support. And I think that's the idea that you're taking care of our university and helping us with everything from abroad. I think this is something that is very appreciative, and I think it's very, very amazing. So thank you, everyone. And I really invite all of you to come and visit the Jusidman Science Center. I think it's very important.
Thank you very much, Shahar. So that's a perfect segue to close the program. We would love to get people more and more involved. So just go to our website, americansforbgu.org. You can see different upcoming events and ways to get involved locally with us. When we all work together in support of Israel, our goal is for us to all feel a partner in the remarkable work of the university, its students, its scientists, and Israel's contributions ultimately to the world. You can also click on that QR code if you're so motivated to make a donation. But what we're really trying to do is just increase the awareness. Also, this webinar will be streamed. Well, it's being streamed now, but also shared on social media. So look for it and share it with your audiences. Get the word out around the incredible work of the Jusidman Center as part of Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. So I mentioned at the beginning of the show, our next big program is going to be on November 30th. Americans for Ben-Gurion University is going to be bringing Ben-Gurion Day to the USA on November 30th, 2022. We've got a great program that's going to feature our brand new Ben-Gurion Archive building, funded by a wonderful couple, the Mintzbergs in Canada. It's Israel's presidential library, and this will be a great opportunity to see what's contained in the archives. You'll also get some special surprises and learn about Ben-Gurion's life, his ideas, and also his relationship with his grandchildren. David Ben-Gurion, the founder of Israel and first prime minister, and the guy I call sometimes the #2 Jew all time, had a lot of great sayings, but in particular, as it relates to this webinar, he once said that in educating the youth, we must not ignore the great human ideals promulgated by our prophets, the notion of justice and loving kindness, and that from early childhood education, we must implant in the heart of our children an aspiration toward a better society. And I think, Shachar, with your leadership, Ophir, Yair, and Dima, the three of you are just getting started and you've accomplished so much already. It really gives me, and I know others, hope for the future of Israel and for the world. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.